Rabid Customs. All right, TCB, we're gonna go take a quick walkthrough down at the Rabid Customs shop in Canal Winchester. Let's see if they got any cool trucks, cars, bikes, what they got working on down here. Of course, you know of the 2018 Ford GT, Fire Black. We've got a video posted of that. We'll do a full review some point soon. We got other cool cars and bikes in the shop. I don't know about bikes, but Josh, my man Duncan right here, has been rocking it down here. He's running the front end of the shop at Rabid. Having a good time?
Yeah,
absolutely.
We got some cool stuff.
You got some cool stuff going on?
We got plenty of cool things to see.
We got everything from the 64 Thunderbolt right here, which is really cool because this is the same spot in the same showroom in 1964 that this car would have sat to be sold by my grandpa, and now it's right back here with the nostalgia of all these cars.
158 miles.
158 miles. I don't know anything about this car. Somebody I know does. Look who rolls up in.
Hey!
All right, Uncle Buck's here. It's my Uncle Pete. Hey, man. So this is the TCB channel. It's about trucks, cars, and bikes. You're into all three. You've taught me most of what I know, especially how to drive them, and more importantly, the roller rule. And the roller rule has kept a driving record at, well, let's not go there. And just so you know, Pete has a big racing background, especially through drag racing, NHRA, NMCA, professional, multi-time winner, national champion. And the cars that we like to collect as a family, we like to be able to trace the race heritage back to either being a track car, like the Thunderbolt was produced for NHRA in the early 60s. Even the Ford GT, it's a street car, but Ford wouldn't have built that car if they didn't want to race in Le Mans from whether it was 2016 or back in 1966.
64, 65, 66.
So that 4-year run. So super cool. The 64 Fairlane, it's one of 100 built, 153 original miles. There's not many of these left on the road from what I hear.
Right. They're
40, 50, maybe still in existence.
maybe. But the cool thing about this car is though, the guy that raced it, his nickname was Pete, like after me, so how can I forget that? His name was Stan Hager. He raced Grumpy Jenkins in 1964 at the Spring Nationals, and he got beat by Grumpy Jenkins, but it was pretty cool that this car was even in the finals. And it had around 110 miles when we purchased it, and for some reason, someone was driving around at Canal Winchester with uncapped and slicks. Now, I wouldn't know who it might have been, but...
Well, no, wait a minute. When's the last time you've got to do that in this car? When's the last time you took it out on the street?
Boy, it's been 15 years, I bet.
So, wait for it, TCB. We're going to have a classic special day come up soon where we're going to get a couple... I mean, we believe in driving cars, too. They're not just museum pieces. You get them out on the road, you enjoy them. They're a piece of history. Others deserve to see them and enjoy them. So, you have to look for that episode to come. We're going to let Pete, actually, we're going to go out and we're going to get in the car with Pete. And when I tell you that that's a risk right there, you'll find out why. All right, let's keep walking around here. Now, my favorite classic car of all time, and I mean right down to the color, is this right here. This is a Grabber Blue 1970 Mustang Boss 429. Race heritage, absolutely. Why? Because this is the engine Ford made for NASCAR in the late 60s, early 70s. And the 429 is such a big engine, it doesn't fit under the hood of this car. So what Ford did is they took the Mustang, the Boss, and sent it to Carcraft, which is another facility, a lot like how Multimatic assembles and makes the Ford GT now.
Correct.
Carcraft did that and custom made these engines and had to actually take these strut tower braces and cut them and there, see the indentation there. Most Mustangs in the 67 don't have that. So how big of an engine? Ford could have put this engine in anything. They just had to have this engine in a production street car to qualify for NASCAR because NASC stands for stock car, National Automobile Stock Car. That thing. So hence the race heritage. And Grabber Blue, come on, just absolutely gorgeous. This is where now we're heading back in the shop. It's the, as they used to say on cribs, the LA Forum. This is where the magic happens. And real live working shop, as you can see. We got Mad Mike, who's one of the best fabricators, engine builders, everything he does. If he doesn't have a part, he makes it right here. Goes through, and we say custom. There's some cars we're putting together in bikes and trucks that we don't order a part, that truly custom jobs are
we got a fine example of that in here
are just that. But do me a favor, make sure you got to blur out Mike for me because Mad Mike is the scientist and You know what I'm saying? I got to keep some certain things close to the vest around here. Pete, I see another Fairlane here. This isn't a Thunderbolt, but Fairlane 500. I'm guessing by the side-by-side headlights, you got a 63 or 64?
Yeah, it's a 4.
The 64.
I had a thing there, that'd be good.
And of course, it's not an off-white, it's not a cream, this is Wimbledon white.
Wimbledon, that's
This
a
is-
beautiful color.
This is Ford's signature, definitely from a drag racing race, is what they were known for.
482 cubic inches.
A 482 cubic inch, 427 block.
Now this is a stock motor
Stock it.
from Rabid.
Stock Rabid everything that's not been worked on outside of Rabid. But just like, I don't know, Pete's got a rule, there's nothing stock. In fact, if you turn around, we've even got on the dyno right here, probably the last thing you'd expect, a front wheel drive Explorer. Because anything can be tuned, everything has a chance to get a little more performance out of it. Josh, correct me, you can even tune this to even get better gas mileage.
Oh yeah,
if someone
absolutely. You can change
prefers.
things
So-
like idles. You can change all kinds of parameters on this to make either better fuel mileage or more power. And the world needs more horsepower.
I think
World
more
needs
power.
more power. More power. All right, let's see what else we got working on some cool stuff.
Next year.
This is one of the
About a
best.
year ago.
I mean, it's one of the most heart-wrenching stories we
Yeah.
have. Absolutely love the family. They have not only this car, but they also have a 2005.
Yes.
That was the first year of the retro Mustang that matches. I mean, everything, the paint scheme, the wheels, just Mustang enthusiast. Of course, we love our Mustangs. We come from a Ford background, but this is an agnostic shop. This is about performance. It's about power. Lots of Chevys, lots of Mopars. We love them all. If it builds power, if it's fun to drive, if it'll put a smile on your face,
Let's do it.
it can. There's something that can be rabbitized with that. Okay.
This one's in here
If it
getting a
takes
little
gas,
fuel
oil, and
injection.
grease, we roll it.
Let's just pick your trucks right here.
Yeah. So
Trucks.
TCB, trucks, cars, and bikes. Why is trucks first? Well, first off, when it comes to daily drivers and what we're really known for from the Reichert side of things, it's truck sales. And trucks are now 75% of what's sold. Of course, they count SUVs in that number and such also, but when it comes to trucks, the Ford Super Duty, and you're not looking at a truck from the 70s here. We got a couple of those to show you later. This is a brand new Super Duty that we've done this beautiful custom, is it a stripe job?
No, this
Paint
is
job.
Real paint. Real paint. See, I'm asking you the questions, trying to set it up.
real paint.
Lift kit, wheels, tires. Josh, tell me anything else that you did to this truck. Let's keep it under 30 seconds.
So, Pro Comp, 6-inch lift, 37-inch top tires, all kinds of cool stuff. Retro roll bar going in it, chrome grille going on it, mirror caps, just the cool stuff to add that cool retro feel to it.
Mickey Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Gas or diesel?
This is a gas.
Gas truck. So this could be supercharged and still burn those tires.
Yes, it can.
Just saying, if you go to Reichert Ford and you want a truck like this and you want to make it, what's it got, the 6.2?
Yep,
So
6.2.
supercharged 6.2 is easily 600 horsepower.
Oh, without a doubt.
Usable street power with, not wanting to stretch the
Still
engine. to
reliable,
100%.
reliable, daily drivable, plenty.
Burn rubber.
And this is the original custom truck. And this is in its
Rabid.
street form right now. And what I mean by that, this truck has a hydraulic cantilever system that will raise and lower the truck. So in the bottom position it's in, it's locked on the shackles, and you can actually drift this truck almost like a road course truck. It's supercharged, lots of power, lots of fun, obviously. And then you flip a switch and it'll raise on its own, hydraulic, sit up on that cantilever system, and you'll still have the full suspension travel to take it off-road and try to catch air. Hey,
Now we're getting
now
somewhere.
that might be something. So, what do you want to see a burnout at? What do you want to see some air being taken under?
Believe it or
And
not.
what do you want to see us leave on the side of the road and walk away from? There's
We'll
really
pick
only
it up.
3 questions.
Believe it or not, I've been 100 miles an hour on this truck.
You've done 100 mile an hour and a quarter mile.
That truck.
So the truck moves. Of course, it looks good. Everything does. When you got Brandon here, who can fix anything, can paint
Just
anything
about.
now,
Yeah.
can wrap and tent, can detail, and that's what's cool about the custom shop. You don't have that one role that you only do. There's a lot of different things. It's fun that these guys get to play with, and it all depends on the flavor of the day. Looks like you got a Chevelle here.
70
Get
Chevelle.
Put together a 70 Chevelle,
502
customer car.
block, all kinds of good stuff in that one.
502 big block in that car. I know that car. It's got that monster motor.
Yeah.
Big blower sticking out the top, right?
No blower.
No blower. That must be the
Not
other
yet.
blower. Not yet. We're working on the big blower. And even the Chevy truck. Here's a little custom deal here. TCB exclusive. We talk about sport mode. Well, what we haven't talked about is being unfair. And this is a very special project car here. This is going to be a one-off, completely custom car. This car has more story and history and heritage to it than just what's going on here today. And Pete, I'm sure you know where this car started. If you've ever seen this car on the internet, I know a few years back, this 65 Fairlane was the world's fastest Fairlane, driven by Pistol Pete Reichert. Where did you get this car originally? Where did you find this car at, and where did this car originate, if you will?
It was really crazy the way I ran into it, and it's pretty cool. A guy by the name of Tim Sheeran, who is now a general manager of a dealership in Springfield, Ohio, or Dayton, Ohio, had it. He bought it at the auction. It was a white car, and I said, "Man, that's a pretty neat car." He goes, "Yeah, it's old 65." And then one of our shop people that does painting and stuff for us, his name's Don Smith. He bought it. Don bought it, and he made a street version pro street car out of it. Which once I saw that, well, God, I had to have it. So I had a 32 Ford with a blower on it, big block on it, and I sold it up in New York. And before I got home, I had this car in the trailer. So I pulled up to the house, and my wife goes, "What's going on?" I said, "Oh, nothing." She goes, "Well, what's in the trailer?" I said, "You know what's in the trailer. There ain't no secrets, It's the way it works."
I have a feeling you were talking about that car, and then she had heard you on the phone and in her ear for a good week or two before that. So there's no surprise.
So I've been on the couch.
He's got his mind on something.
Yeah, so, that's the way it works. I was on the couch for about 3 weeks. God, you know what? It's worth it.
And you had Holt go in and redo the whole suspension.
Whole car.
Big nitrous engines in it.
Big motors.
I mean, you had 1,500 horsepower at one point.
1,800.
1,800 horsepower car. What was the best quarter mile that you ran in this car?
It was a 741, 182 mile an hour up in Norwalk.
And what did it weigh?
2,600, baby.
Oh yeah, still a heavy car.
Yeah, so
26. All metal. The car's metal. I said no fucking metal. Metal.
he's gonna get Mad Mike to come over here with a blowtorch in a second. I'm telling you.
Sorry,
So
we gotta
listen.
pull them out.
So this car also had an infamous day on the track. We're glad that Pete's still with us and he turned out okay, but this car was on its hood at one point. Got flipped going down the road, blew a tire or something, wasn't it?
No, I got off out of the marbles and I stayed in that 1,800.
Well, I was trying to make it sound like it was a mechanical error, not
No,
driver
it was
error.
just in the wood. I don't lift. You lift, you lose.
So we had this car, he had pulled the engine out, it was just kind of the shell and the chassis sitting, and we thought, we really need that halo car for Rabid. We need something that's got that heritage and story behind it, that race history. And grabbed Mad Mike and Josh and Bulldog and the gang and said, "Hey, let's do something really wild with this car. Whatever you guys want to do. Lower it, wide body if you want to, chop the top, make it hardtop convertible, make it all-wheel drive, make it paddle shifted if you want to, supercharge or turbocharge it. The sky's the limit." So they get starting to work and they get some renderings put together, and I come to Mike and I said, "So what are you thinking on this car? What are you going to do?" And he goes, "We're going to do all of it." I said, what do you mean you're going to do all of it? He says, "Lowered, wide body, 427 supercharged, all-wheel drive, paddle shift, chopped, convertible, hardtop, and it's what's coming together. It's the kitchen sink, so we've dubbed it the Fairlane, because let's just face it, when it comes to other classic hot rod muscle cars on the road, this one's just a little unfair.
And we even
Pretty
do a
cool
little
car.
better. 454 cubic inch.
So
F1A 94 Projector.
Say that again. 454 cubic inch.
Yep,
So
454.
Roush
cubic
built the engine. You got to come up here and get up close.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Appreciate some fine engineering.
Project 6GR wheels.
Street tires.
So it's got the Roush, the 8-stack fuel injection rail system, big Pro Charger on the front. It's a 427 block.
It's like a 351 base.
So a 351 base,
Small block Ford.
small block
That's
Ford
now
out to what?
454 cubic inches.
454 cubic inch.
That's
and
wall-to-wall cylinder wall.
We're
baby.
looking for 4-digit horsepower out of this thing because we got to make sure all 4 tires break loose, and we should be able to find out if it's going to do that about July. So you have to subscribe to the channel, TCB, subscribe. Follow Rabid Customs too. Josh has a channel. He's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel. He's going to keep uploading stuff, keep everybody updated on what's going on in the shop here. Subscribe to TCB, and I'll take some of the nicer project stuff and do the burnouts and drip them on the TCB channel.
He's got the fun part.
You gotta look at both. It's all fun. Let's see what else we have. All right, so we're in the back of the shop now. This is kind of the storage area. Looks like we're working on another. That looks like, is that a Galaxy? Another Fairlane?
Fairlane, 66.
Pete can tell you all about that. Of course, the Broncos. Broncos are back in a big way. This is actually Rhett's personal Bronco here. Daily driver, swapped an automatic in it. These 70s Broncos, if you find a good metal body Bronco, they're appreciating in value. And Ford's got the new Bronco coming out in 1.5 to 2 years. I was lucky enough 2 weeks ago to see the new Broncos, the baby Bronco, the full-size two-door and the full-size four-door Bronco, which I'm super excited about. They're gonna come with EcoBoost engines, but they'll have a Raptor version. And all the doors are removable, and they're making it so you can take the doors with you. They fit in the cargo area. They mounted the rear view mirrors to the pillar, so you can still have your rear view mirror with completely open top, doors off, drain plugs in the bottom to hose them out. I mean, there was so many things we learned. When the tailgate opens, a built-in bottle opener for tailgating and camping and all that cool stuff. So the Broncos,
That's pretty cool.
and of course some more of the other cars. You got a Galaxy lightweight R-Code. That was a factory drag car, Ford built for NHRA. The 69 Shelby Gt500, probably the most classic and well-known of the Shelbys. Of course, up until Gone in 60 Seconds, and the Eleanor kind of took over, but that Ford didn't produce as many of the Eleanors and the Gt500 Shelbys then as they did this year. This car's got the 428 Cobra Jet, one of my favorite engines of all time. It was developed by Bob Tasca in Providence, Rhode Island. We're good friends with the Tasca family, and to hear the story of how the engine came together with Henry Ford II, it's just fantastic. This Crown Victoria is one of the cleanest, all original bubble top cars. It's got a glass roof. All original car, can go on and on. Now this car is significant to us. It was sold to us by one of our very close friends and really business partners, if you think about it, and kind of let us take possession of this car because he knows we're going to keep it and we're going to keep it under wraps. Doesn't have the race heritage. It's going to be one of those few collectors that we hang on to for a long time that you can't necessarily trace back to racing. And you got another Galaxy over here, Pete. What's this one here?
That's just another 427 R-Code.
427 R-Code.
So basically, if you can notice, if you know anybody with a Fairlane or Galaxy, 427 R-Code, lightweight, any kind of race version, if you call Pete, he's probably going to come over that day and look at it and make you an offer.
Yeah, kind of partial on him, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of partial. I remember in high school, he used to pick me up in one that looked just like that. It was called the Clone. It had a fiberglass body, and it looked like a kind of a grandma grocery getter.
Yeah.
And that's what my friends referred to it as it's sitting on the driveway. And then we go to get in the car, and it fires up, and it just shakes the whole neighborhood. And we were out just down the road back over here doing some big burnouts, coming back from Good Guys.
Yeah,
Had a lot. The old cars are a lot of fun, and we love being able to keep these things running. The Rabid shop truck back there, that's a 40, 42?
That's a 50.
50, oh, that's a 53 panel van. That's right, we sold the other one, the 40. So that's got the Rabid Customs paint on the side. The yellow Boss 351. Love the Boss Mustangs. This one's an automatic, beautiful yellow color, complements the grabber blue pretty well, which means probably need to get a Boss 352.
Yeah, this is a one of one ever built, and Bill Elliott
was the former owner. So if you're wondering what's the race heritage with this car, did Ford ever put the Boss 351 in a race series? They didn't. But Bill Elliott, former NASCAR Hall of Fame driver, owned that car and drove it personally.
Bought it brand new.
Bought it brand new.
Yeah.
And then this is an original 53 Ford and some of the other panel cook delivery vans. I wouldn't waste too much time on this.
And the old burn rubber. Okay, Rick's not here right now. Let me show you this motor on this car. This thing's absolutely badass. It's got the 427 in it, and the dual fours. If you see, it's got the racing headers still on it, factory racing headers, distributor, fuel bowl, and it's just a clean old car. Now the XL series, which this is, has got all the chrome like a airplane back in the day. It's got all brushed aluminum. Hey Rick, what's up?
So I'm going to bring you to a modern car, and I know you're going to be shocked, but we actually have a hybrid. This is a 2013 Mustang Shelby Gt500. This was the first of this latest generation. They built this car for 2 years. Came stock from the factory with 662 horsepower. It's a 5.8 liter supercharged, currently the most powerful engine Ford's ever put in a vehicle, because the GT is technically 647. So as far as rated horsepower, this is still the highest horsepower Ford I've ever seen made. And I joke around and call it a hybrid because you can put drag slicks on the back of this car and absolutely rip a quarter mile with the best of them, or you put a little bit more of a street tire and it's an unbelievable fun sports car to go.
Mild mannered, drive it wherever you want.
Yeah, you hit the gas if you want to drift, if you want to rip, if you want to get and go. This is a really fun car to just have.
One of the best things about this car is minor mods, and it makes crazy horsepower.
So minor mods, I noticed it's got the factory block, the factory supercharger. Yep. I know it's got an intake, a pulley, a tune, exhaust. Yep. I know Livernois did a lot of the initial work. Yep. We've had some tune work on it. What kind of power have you got this car to produce? This is dynoed to
775 horse.
775 horsepower.
Yeah, to the tire.
90% factory parts still in the engine. The internals are all original.
Yeah, all original. That block is not been open.
Which really crosses the line. Once you get into replacing the internals, now you've got a race engine that the maintenance, the attention, the care, you have to take it to another level. When all the internals are stock, this is an engine that Ford put through millions of miles of testing under big strain. And a lot like the Terminator engine, which was the 4.6 dual overhead cam engine from the early 2000s, that block was rated as 1,000 horsepower easy from the factory. Obviously emissions regulations, safety reasons, and others, the factory can't produce that much power and sell it to you out of the showroom, which is one of the reasons we had to open up Rabid Customs right here in Canal, because after you buy the new Mustang or any vehicle, you bring it here with a quick tune, remap, get the air to flow a little with an intake and an exhaust, very easily add 50, 100, 200 horsepower to even just the most common street car.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And gets better fuel mileage.
All of a sudden, Mr. Fuel Efficiency over here.
I just thought,
make sure you know that the fuel emissions are right. He will literally, he's the only guy that measures gallon per burnout revolution, right? It's not miles,
that's a fair measurement.
Because it has to more do with how many times the rear tires are spinning.
I just had to say something off the wall to see if you're paying attention. Are you kidding me?
I will tell you
fuel mileage.
Drove it to National Trail and back 19 mile a gallon.
19 mile a gallon, driving the freeway.
Almost 800
on the freeway. All right, we're gonna go see what's in the paint booth and let's go check out what's outside. So we're back in the paint shop. This is what's called the prep room. Hence, in case people are, smoke cigars and do kind of rude things, you don't want any of those particles to get into the actual paint booth area where the spraying and the drying is done. So this is the prep area. They tear down, we get the body panels off. And Josh, this doesn't look like a street car. Judging by the picture, this is what this car is. This looks like a Lola?
Yes.
It's a Lola body?
It's a Lola kit car.
But I believe the guy is going to try to make it 4th Street.
Yeah, we've actually installed some mufflers so that he can drive it on the street.
Check that out, Rick. He made it muffler so you can drive it on the street and put lights on the back.
It's got working headlights and taillights.
Tell me about the powertrain. It looks like a modern modular engine.
LS3.
Okay.
It was a brand new crate motor. Guy brought us just boxes of parts and goes, "Can you guys put this together?" Yes, of course.
Wired it.
Got some really smooth fabrication. Like I said, we got cutouts where you can run full-blown open exhaust, or you can drive it on the street, be a little more mild-mannered. That's a really cool piece here.
Super cool. So if you've purchased a kit car, you've got your engine and your powertrain and your body and your chassis and everything sitting in your garage, and we're having trouble getting it completed, give Josh a call and these guys down at Rabid. We'd love to take your project and complete it, make it reliable, make it fun, make it fast. Now I'm going to have to reveal some stuff here because, of course, when this is back in the lab, something's going on. And this is fat and flat. And got the front end off it. getting some paint work done on it.
Got brand new hood.
Brand new hood on the car, new style, got that big cowl induction. Ooh, that's beautiful. And as you can see, just some of the cool custom work on this car with the front fender off. You see all the piping and going on down there, and that taped off end piece is the actual intake to the car where we mount the air filter, so it comes through the fog lights just to give that other sinister effect. Because when it comes to the late model Mustang, this is the flagship car. This is a custom wide body car, 100% done down here at Rabid Customs. Not a body kit, just hand formed metal, completing that custom look. And you know, from mild to wild, whether it's paint work, whether it's painting stripes or completely repainting the car. Between Matt, Mike, and Tommy, we've got some of the best painters in the city, the state, and probably Mike, maybe the country.
No, I'm telling you,
these things are so
that sounds
cool.
kind of cocky.
yeah. Got him this time, didn't I? I locked him in the booth.
Step inside the booth. This is where the artiste paints on his palettes. So I don't know what they do. I don't paint the cars. Obviously, we have the BASF booth, digital paint mixing station back here. Can blend a custom color if you really want a one-off color. If you any paint code off of any truck, car, bike ever made, you can adjust the paint code and say, I want to paint this, and they can do it here. They've done some really cool stuff, especially when we get into some of the bikes, some of the custom bikes.
You saw on the red truck, Tommy did a lot of that airbrush work, just fine lines. That man is a genius with airbrush.
This is really cool in here, but there's just something missing. I think it's two big burnout marks we pull out.
We fit Super Duties, cab only trucks. You can get huge stuff inside this thing. Because this thing is long.
He said huge.
We have a Lincoln Continental in here. I mean, you want to talk about a big car? We've had one of those in here.
That 450 dually?
Yeah, we had an F450 in here. We've had some huge stuff in here.
It's really cool is when after a couple of weeks these walls get dirty, we peel this off so it takes all the dirt off it too.
Did he buy it or is this ours?
He loves this.
Kelly
man.
is Rabid.
Yeah, he
loves it.
It's all about us.
Loves Rabid. Well, Rabid's all about uncompromising, die-hard, overzealous, something you're passionate about, just absolutely locking in and being committed to it. That's that Rabid mindset. This looks about as rabid as it can get. This is a good buddy of ours that we work on this for him, and I don't even know what you call this thing. Swamp crawler?
Rock bouncer.
Rock bouncer, the official term for this thing here, and it looks like it can bounce on rocks.
Yeah.
It's literally, looks like a big V8 engine.
LS power again.
LS power
LS3.
welded inside a spider web of a cage for protection, and just wheels and tires bolted on. So this is Mary, M-E-R-I, short for America. She's a 1976, which is the bicentennial year of our great nation. Ford, blue, just a beautiful truck. I'm a big fan of this truck.
Big motor.
Would be probably taking this truck to some of the Columbus Trucks coffee events. So
Air conditioning.
to look for it, got AC, automatic, got room for the dog.
Hey, I could put a nitrous plate on this.
Earlier.
Dallas did approve of this. So give me a comment or a message. What do you call that? A DM or something to do a cool truck episode. We're thinking about finding a muddy field somewhere where we can take this truck here, and we'll drive it up against the red Rabid supercharged custom truck. It's a 2017 F-150. Maybe grab a new Raptor also. We've actually got the older generation, and we got the newer one also. We can take them all out and compare and see how they handled in those type of conditions from 76, what we can do with the custom and the technology we have now, and then what Ford produces from the factory, and have some fun comparing all of them. If you want to see something like that, give me an excuse and a reason to go out and get dirty in this stuff. They're not made to just look at and sit still. We're walking around them, kind of telling you a little bit about everything, but we fully intend on getting in these trucks, in these cars, getting on some bikes, having some fun, doing some reviews like we did with the Maserati and the Genesis. That's okay, but taking some of this classic stuff, and here's another one. This is a 78 another F100. This is a 460 cubic inch engine. This a really neat, cool truck. These 70s 4x4s, whether it's the K series of Chevy, the F series with Ford, extremely popular today and growing in popularity, especially over the next 10 years. Because if you think about it, the stuff from the 60s is real hot right now. Well, the people that were in high school in the 60s, it was kind of their dream stuff. It's what they wanted to, you know, drive and enjoy it. And so now that, you know, hit that retirement age and they have the means, they're going to buy what they wanted, and they're going to make sure that it runs right and they can enjoy it just as they would have back in the 70s.
I drove one in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You stay on the road the whole time?
No, I put one in a cornfield. I put one into a wall. I put about one everywhere.
So this would probably be more up your alley then. This looks like it can go through the wall and through the cornfield and come back and look about the
giant
same.
steel
what's
bumpers.
Thing?
So this is a customer of ours. We've done some work for him before, and he brought us this. We're like, what do you need done? It's got a small block Chevy in it. It's got a deuce-and-a-half transmission. Really cool stuff in it, actually. Guy says he uses it in his backyard. Uses it around his property. He says it goes anywhere, and I don't believe that. I believe every bit of that.
Yeah, this is the quintessential. So in front, you got this old kind of patina rusted farm truck right next to the custom trailer that we built. This is the 4GT trailer, and you can see the cool graphics on the side of that. Some neat stuff going on. All right, so that's a day in the life down here at Rabid Customs. We picked a great day to come down because half the group is out at the Arnold Sports Festival, man, in the booth down there. I'm gonna let Josh take the camera here for a second and kind of give your plug. Have somebody get a hold of you, and any more final parting thoughts about Rabid Customs?
You can find us on almost all brands of social media, Instagram, Facebook. I'm typically the guy behind the keyboard there. We've got every bit of it. If you need it, it's here. We can handle it. Those guys out there do some amazing things. Let us help you do it.
Awesome. Uncle Buck, you got any final thoughts? What about you, buddy?
Well, here's what I'm thinking out loud, and since you're here, buddy, you can get up. The only thing I gotta say is if you can dream it, we can do it.
Dream it.
Pretty cool. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of TCB. Make sure to subscribe, tell your friends, share this if you could, and keep watching for some new fun stuff. We're gonna get out on some of these trucks soon, and as soon as we can get the approval, we're gonna get on some of these bikes, particularly some of the new Harleys, some of the older Harleys, some of the custom bikes. So if you're into trucks, old trucks, new trucks, fat trucks, slow trucks, big trucks, little trucks, all the cars, every different form, bikes, Harleys, you name it, drop us a line, tell us what you want to see, and turn on your notifications and wait for the next one to pop in. We'll see you soon.